Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, Lucille Ball's daughter is speaking out on the casting controversy surrounding the new movie about her legendary mom and dad. She is setting the record straight. Then, do you food prep on the weekends? Well, our buddy Lindsay Guentzel is back with easy ways to help that process. And every other month or so, a new reality show gets people talking. Today, it's Bling Empire. What is it? And does producer Ted agree with the buzz? Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning to Orono, Victoria, Principal. I'm just going to start listing off Dallas cast members. Patrick, Duffy. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please put your hands together on your couch for my sidekick sister from another Mr. America's favorite Dairy Queen, Kendall Mark, everybody. Good morning.
The Dairy Queen. Good morning.
You've been, I know your sister does pageants, but you've done pageants. You
did
were Miss
one.
like Fire Hose or something, weren't you?
I did one. I lost.
Oh, brought up bad memories. Sorry. Anyway.
I'm the only one in my family, the only woman in my family who has not worn a crown.
Oh, well, this took a turn. Jeff, do we have a crown? Tyler, can we go get a crown? Well, let me just say this. Mm-hmm. A, you can borrow a tiara from my collection. And number two, you are our queen.
Thank you.
You don't need their sashes.
I can't believe you said that.
What?
That I'm the queen right now.
Well, you are. I am every other hour of my life.
It's like, I mean.
And this is the part, once again, where the audience gets to make up their own jokes. That's right. How you doing?
I'm good now that I'm the queen for the hour.
You are the queen.
Thank you. How are you?
You know, I'm good. I was watching the festivities yesterday. Mm-hmm. Ain't political, but just watching it. Mm-hmm. And this is what, and maybe, I don't care what president's in, this is what I want to know. Let me rephrase this. This is what I love.
Okay.
The decorating.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know whether it's Mr. Trump, Mr. Bush, Mr. Clinton. I've been alive longer. Mm-hmm. Mr. Reagan. I want to be there in the room when they get to pick out their Oval Office stuff. You know, because they can pick from certain rugs and couches and portraits and paintings. I find that, and the drapes, I find that fascinating. Like Mr. Obama had like a dark burgundy drape. Mm-hmm. Mr. Trump had a light gold curtain. Mm-hmm. Mr. Biden now has a darker gold curtain and a deep blue rug. Both the rug, here's a history fun fact for you kids. Both the rug and the drapes were Billy Boys, were Mr. Clinton's. He used that same, and the couches, I don't know, it's from the White House collection. Now available at Herberger's. No, Herberger's isn't even around anymore. Sorry, R.I.P. But yeah, I love that.
It is interesting. I think it's fun someday when there's a woman in the Oval Office as president, that thing's gonna just look even better. Well, I'm just saying, like, because we're all just, that's our thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my thing too.
I know, clearly, since you knew the colors that they all had on the walls.
I'm a nerd. I like that. That's the first thing I look at. Mm-hmm. That's, you know, I looked at what Mr. Trump picked. I looked at what Mr. Bush picked. I want to know the busts that they order. Right. Because they get to, and I find that fascinating. I love the history of it.
And then you judge. You're like, I don't know how I feel about this color scheme.
I've liked all of them. I've liked every combination.
They do keep it classy in the White House, you know? It's the White House.
It's cool. It's a very Americana. You know, that's what I was kind of swept up with yesterday. Well, it's time for the hot dish. Let's get going, everybody. Speaking of that, thank you. I was going to say Leo, but Leo's at home today. He's doing crossword puzzles. It was a historic day yesterday as Joe Biden was inaugurated as the 46th president of the United States. 3 former presidents were in attendance, but it was also full of A-listers, and that's what we cover here on this show, including Gaga. And
it was time for the national anthem. That's when Lady Gaga did arrive, as only Gaga can. Not on the red carpet, but in a red carpet. Daring couture from the spring 2021 Stainmaster line. Gaga sang the national anthem beautifully, and I was especially moved by this moment.
Our flag was
And surprise, the flag was still there. Rarely is that song a cliffhanger. But just 2 weeks ago, in that spot, it was in danger of being replaced by a Rambo Photoshop. Fun fact, after the inauguration, Lady Gaga didn't get in a limo. That bird on her dress just carried her home.
Best graphic of the day. My routine in the morning is, as I'm brushing my teeth, I have like late night clips on, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I almost spit out my toothpaste when the bird, because she had that big bird. It was like Sarah Jessica Parker in Sex and the City, the movie.
I'm telling you, the brooch is coming back.
Can I tell you?
What?
It pains me to admit when you or Jeff are right, but you are right. My best friend Jen ordered like 3.
Thank you, Jeff.
No. That is an unsanctioned applause. I did not order the applause for Jeff is right.
Oh.
Anyway, my best friend Jen ordered 3 brooches.
See?
She is with you. She wants to bring the brooch back. Anyway, but let me ask you, lady, that big bird, that's not a brooch. That's on the dress, right? You wouldn't consider that a bird brooch.
I would consider that a brooch that doubles as like brass knuckles or a knife in case you need to flee a scene.
Other performances included Garth Brooks, as well as, okay, don't show it yet, Steve. J-Lo. Okay, J-Lo sang. I was a little nervous. We said this on the radio show. A little nervous because J-Lo, I love her, not always the best live singing.
Right.
No shade, just being real. But then, I'm not kidding, right afterwards, her and A-Rod posted this on the Capitol steps. And this is what's funny. Whatever 23-year-old is handling her social media, give them a raise. Because I'm not kidding. Mr. Biden was barely sworn in and J-Lo was taking these family photos and it was posted. Girl, these photos were taken, edited, and posted before the credits rolled on the inauguration. So whatever 23-year-old is doing J-Lo's social media, hats off to you. God bless America.
Congratulations.
Because I was watching everything and then looking at social media. J-Lo posted them like, girl, they're not even done yet. Like, and she's up with that. You know what those remind me of? Your photos.
I knew you were going to go there.
Your Photoshop. J-Lo was sitting on the Capitol steps like you sit on your front steps.
Thank you.
Yes.
Except for a little less classy than J-Lo.
No,
I don't have
remember,
a
you're a queen
23-year-old
today.
intern.
No.
Oh, that's right.
You're the queen today.
That's right.
But no, I love you, J-Lo, but I just love, she didn't even wait. And this is what I love too. Howard Stern once said that the best part of Saturday Night Live is the credits. You know, when they roll the credits and you watch everyone on the stage mingle. That was the best part of yesterday. Was one of the best parts of yesterday was watching who's mingling. Like Lady Gaga must have talked to Mr. Obama for like 50 minutes. And I'm sure they had a lot to talk about, but I'm sure Mr. Obama was like, okay, I mean, because you know how I am at a cocktail party. And then Gaga goes to Billy Boy, and Billy Boy was like, it was fascinating who was talking with who. Yeah.
Always.
Yep. And then the image that will live on in memes infamy for eternity. Senator Bernie Sanders walking in with his mail. Bernie needed this to wrap up so he could get to the DC Kinko's to mail his products. His mail. Look at that. This picture of him sitting with his mittens on. Who made those, Jeff? No, a local teacher made those mittens.
Right.
Can I tell you, that's my favorite. One of my favorite memes. People are putting them everywhere.
Everywhere.
Ryan Reynolds put them with Deadpool. Someone put them with Lady and the Tramp, sitting there on the other side of Lady. Leo, some people put them next to the Titanic with Leo and Kate in the Titanic. Oh, it's hysterical. We can't legally show you any of those or we'll get sued or pay a hefty fine. But you can see them on the Google machine.
It's so funny. I love it. I love it because and I saw one that was super relatable for all Minnesotans, which was this is how all Minnesotans look while dining out in January because you're eating outside in your mittens. It's too funny.
Well, and Senator Klobuchar doing like a comedy routine because she was basically the master of ceremonies.
Right.
And she's like, when she was introducing everything, because she's on the inaugural committee, she's like, this is the only time in history where John Roberts' opening act is Jennifer Lopez.
Right.
Boom. Show is like, look at Senator Klobuchar.
She's making fun.
Anyway, Bernie walking in with this mail, though, that is the best. Senator Sanders just Because you know that was mail. You know,
Oh,
as
yeah.
soon as he left the inauguration, he went to the UPS store,
He's busy.
mailing his electric bill or something.
Oh,
I love the internet. The internet won yesterday with their creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we have a lot more to come, everybody. Go get another cup of coffee, and we'll be back right after these words. The dish isn't done yet. Coming up next, Dax Holt is giving us the scoop on his big interview with Mr. Motivation himself, Tony Robbins. Plus, it's an easy way to eat healthy and save some money. Meal planning. Lindsay Guentzel is back with tips to make the process even better. And it's the reality show that's already causing a buzz on Netflix, Bling Empire. Producer Ted will tell us if the bling really does shine. Get some more breakfast. We're not done yet. The Jason Show will be right back.
In terms of people just not agreeing with each other to the point where we can't really move forward?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, Britain is, I'm not sure it's quite as divided as the US. Even allowing for the terrible government that Britain has inflicted upon itself, I'm not sure that they're sitting on quite the tinderbox that the US is sitting on right now.
You mean to tell me they don't have people breaking in the windows and defecating in Parliament over there?
I will say, it was a terrible day. January the 6th was an absolutely terrible day. It's a permanent stain on American history. It is important to remember that it started with Rudy Giuliani walking onto a stage to Macho Man. So all I'm saying is it wasn't 100% unfunny.
Welcome back. John Oliver with Jimmy Kimmel. John's show last week tonight returns in February on HBO Max. Next in the dish, Bachelor Nation is in mourning today. Just a moment of silence, everybody. Tyler, moment of silence, please. Thank you. An engagement that seemed destined to bigger and better things. It's no more, everybody. Remember this couple?
Once and for all, did you guys communicate, talk, meet, text, anything before that first night? Did you lie to all of Bachelor Nation?
100% no. And I can wholeheartedly attest to this on my dad's grave. There was never, ever a single ounce of contact, communication through friends, through outlets, through phone numbers, through any sort of source of anything.
Yeah. What is next for you guys? Moving in together, wedding, what's up?
I think, obviously,
Babies.
really, we've talked.
Dale,
a
you
little
just skipped right over that.
I think babies or maybe a breakup in 3 weeks. Claire and Dale have broken up, America. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I don't like delivering bad news to you. The Bachelorette made the unprecedented. I don't, Kendall. Please stop laughing. You're very disrespectful to the people that really love this couple. The unprecedented move of leaving the show mid-season. That's what Claire did because she found the one. Turns out 3 months, that's what the one is. It was long enough to determine that they weren't, well, the one for each other. Yeah. In an Instagram post, Dale confirmed the couple has decided to go their separate ways. It's a lot of font. Calling it the healthiest decision for both of us at this time. For her part, Claire has not deleted the photos of her and Dale, including these glorious photos from the last 2 weeks, captioned, "Let's never leave," and hashtag, "doing it together." And now we know why she didn't delete those pictures. Just in the last half hour, let me get an update. In just the last half hour, Claire has responded, oh wow, that's a lot, saying, quote, "I was made aware of a mutual statement at the same time you all were, so I've needed time to really digest this. I am crushed." And if you would like to read the rest of that.
Oh, I was trying.
No, Kendall, we have a show to do. I'm
Sorry.
sorry. She's crushed. So I'm doing the math here. Oh, wow, you are throwing shade with your eyes. What? Speak to America. You don't like her, do you?
She's not my favorite. Listen, I just think that if time and time again you're surprised when your relationships don't work after a few months, and then you go on a show and you say, oh, I want this, I need this, you deserve me, and I should do better, blah, blah. you some soul searching to do. There's things that you are doing wrong that you need to stop shading on other people and like go kumbaya and meditate for, I don't know, 6 years so I never have to hear about you again.
I would drop it more dramatically, but this is an antique. Well, there's nothing else I can say.
I just think.
Yeah, no, you said it.
That's how I feel. I wish her
you did
luck.
it. You did it, girl. You put a period on the end of that sentence.
Thank you.
That's right. Remember that? You're the queen. Our hot dish continues with our insider to the stars. He's our prince. Please welcome back to our show the co-host of the Hollywood Raw podcast and the gentleman that once he gets that check from Mark Cuban will be writing me a check for my entrance fees to Club 33 at Disney. Dax Holt, everybody. Good morning, Dax.
Good morning, Jason. How you doing, buddy?
Well, just waiting for that check, Dax. You know my address, so just whenever you want to send it, I'm just waiting.
I am looking for my checkbook, so once I find that,
Perfect.
I will.
And let's be clear, you don't even have a checkbook. You don't have a checkbook.
I gotta look for that and then order some, I guess.
Exactly. Okay, you teased this last week on our show. You got a big, like world, I think it's fair to say worldwide star. Who was on the podcast?
Yeah, we got Tony Robbins, who is huge. Like when his team said, yes, he's coming on the podcast, I almost fell over because Tony is very selective with what podcasts and what interviews he does. And for him to trust us was huge. And he came on. He's got a whole new program going on right now, which is called New World, New You Challenge. And it's free. And so he was out promoting that. And that's actually like happening as we speak. But he came on. I just love his honesty. I love his warmth and his enthusiasm. I mean, even just listening to him, you just get jazzed up. He's one of those people. But you know, one of the most interesting conversations we had on the podcast was just what his fitness routine is, because you know he's turning 61. He's a really fit dude. If you see him in person, he's huge, and he basically trains like a Navy SEAL. And so to hear all the things that he does to stay fit and stay healthy, like blew my mind. I mean, he's got dunk tanks, and he's got like chambers that he goes into that drops his pressures. I mean, it's fascinating. But then we got into conversations like, what is it that the most successful people in the world all have in common? And his answer for that was also very interesting, but you're going to have to listen to the podcast to hear it, because I can't just give you all the good tips, for free here. You got to go to the podcast where you can also hear it for free.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
But no, it was a really good conversation. I'm telling you, he's one of those people that has millions and millions and millions of fans, and people pay really big bucks to go see him in person. And we got to sit and have a 45-minute one-on-one conversation with him. It was awesome.
Obviously, I want people to go listen to the podcast, but riddle me this. What surprise, you walked into the interview probably with one impression of him. You walked out with another impression. What was it that surprised you or inspired or impressed you the most about him?
I think it's just his energy. Like, he has this nonstop energy around him. And I've seen him in person before. I've gone to one of his events, and he just like gets you to like focus all your energy on him because he's encapsulating. I don't know. There's just something about him. And even doing our podcast, he gives the same energy for our podcast as he would do for an Oprah interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. He's one of those people that when you're there, he's focused 100% on you. And that's what's really cool about him.
I love it. Congratulations, my friend. And
thanks.
Again, yes.
You're gonna like next week's guest.
Who?
Andy Dorfman. We got Andy.
No way.
Yeah, she's coming on next week, and we're not holding back. We're asking her all the questions about Josh, about everyone. So I suggest you tune in.
Well, we will, because producer Ted has read both of her books, and the pop-up book, everything. He has it all. Yes.
Well, I promise it'll be a good interview worth listening to.
Perfect. Thank you, buddy. The Hollywood Raw
Thanks.
podcast. Go subscribe, everybody. Support Dax. Find it wherever you find your podcast. What are you laughing at?
All I could think of was when he was talking about the chambers that he puts himself in. It's you and I in the cryo chamber.
Oh, yeah.
And how we just like could never, ever handle that level of having to do that ever
Well, I was
again.
thinking, if he has dunk tanks, girl, he ain't going to no Anytime Fitness.
No.
He he probably has those in his house. Well, he's stupid rich. I don't like to use that
Right.
word, but he's I'll just say crazy rich.
Right.
Like
you have
just
junk
stupid
tanks.
money. Yeah. That's like when you just like Powerball. By the way, did you win the Powerball yet? No, that wasn't you. It was Maryland.
Maryland.
One ticket, everybody. One ticket in Maryland.
I can't. I'm like, I would be so happy with like, the one that you win and it's like $1 million and not the Powerball. I'm
Yeah.
like, can you imagine even just $1 million? Like all those millions? What do you do?
I think that would be too much. That's
It
too much
would
pressure.
be.
Because then everybody's contacting you, wanting you to pay their Sears bill, and I wouldn't want that.
But never tell anyone.
But no, keep it a secret. I don't think you can here. In Minnesota, you have to come out. Yeah.
Shut up. You can't make a fake name. You can pay for a fake name.
No. Well, no. It's against the law.
Okay.
Next on the dish, I Love Lucy fans are still fired up over the casting of Nicole Kidman as Lucille Ball. Well, here's the deal. Her daughter, Lucy Arnaz, took to the gram to clear things up. Listen.
There seems to be a lot of discussion about Nicole Kidman. It should be Deborah Messing. It should be Carol Cook. I don't know. Here's the deal. What you should understand. We are not doing a remake of I Love Lucy. No one has to impersonate Lucy Ricardo, nor do the Vitamita Vegemin routine or the Chocolate Factory routine or any of the silly things. It's the story of Lucille Ball, my actual mother, not Lucy Ricardo, and her husband, Desi Arnaz, my dad, not Ricky Ricardo. There will be humor in the film, but it is a story of the two of them and how they met.
I want to do the story because she makes a good point. And I said this on this show, that Lucy, along with Marilyn Monroe, are two icons that really are almost impossible to play and pull off. She makes a good point, though, that we're not going to be seeing Lucy Ricardo. We're going to be seeing Lucille Ball, who, as your mother knows, was very different. So Nicole Kidman isn't going to have to, Ricky isn't going to have to do that.
Right.
So because of that, I think she can pull it off. I really do. She said it's going to be set, most of it, on an I Love Lucy recording week on the I Love Lucy set. And it's really just a moment in time of their relationship over the course of a few weeks, I believe. So, yeah.
I'd heard that Deborah Messing was wanting to get into that role too.
She did.
And I think she would be better if it was something where you're trying to play the character of I Love Lucy, like you're saying. However.
Yeah, because I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No,
my
it's okay.
apologies. She did, because Deborah did it great in a special episode of Will and Grace last year, but she did it as Lucy Ricardo.
Right.
Yeah. In the caption, she said, "Trust the creative process. You won't be disappointed." Yeah, and Aaron Sorkin's behind it too. And his writing is,
So
my
good.
goodness. Hello, The West Wing, So, still ahead, producer Ted is introducing us to a hot new reality show on Netflix. Is Bling Empire living up to, the bling? But next, are you wanting to meal prep a little bit more? Well, coming up, Lindsay Guentzel will join us with how she does it. Some great tips when we come back. Back after this.
This is a chunk of super soft bubble yum bubblegum. This is a loud thumping tube pumping boombox. Both are known for blast. But on the yum is the fun that never blows out. Big mouth busting bubble yum keeps it popping.
Keeps it popping. It is Thursday throwback time. Recognize that Hollywood star? Well, that is Leonardo DiCaprio in the late 80s in a commercial for Bubble Yum. Keeps it poppin'. I loved Bubble Yum.
I did too.
Oh.
He's so cute in that commercial.
Did you, when you were a kid, and again, #PuffyKid, I used to stick like 4 pieces in my mouth and just chew. And then they used to have the fake chew, the fake
the
bubble gum.
ballpark.
A ballpark, like
Yeah.
fake tobacco. What Big League Chew.
Yes.
And you're supposed to, just put a little bit in your
Oh,
mouth.
a whole bag.
No, the whole bag. Yeah, just a whole bag and just chew. Then your jaw would hurt,
Yeah.
and then you have to spit it out.
Because it loses its flavor very quickly.
Very quickly. All that good, yeah. Well, we're feeling a little nostalgic these days, so we're revisiting some classic commercials featuring stars before they were stars. Now, see if you can guess who it is. So come back to the TV. First up, everybody, a commercial from 1990 featuring one of Leo's good friends.
Hey, Mr. Block, can I go to the bathroom?
2 minutes.
Oh, yes! Good man! Oh, yes, yes! I'm in the gym! Oh, yes, yes! Oh! All right!
Introducing Lynx from Atari, the color video game you can get away with.
Okay, several things. First, that's the weather for today, everybody. Next, that's Tobey Maguire, future Spider-Man.
As soon as you said it, I could see it, but I couldn't see it like I could see Leonardo DiCaprio right away.
Well, and that Atari, that handheld game, I don't remember that.
I don't remember Atari, period.
It's all right. You weren't born yet, but yeah.
I was serious. Like, did they have that in the 90s, or was it just sort of through the 80s?
80s were the era of Atari, but
Okay.
I don't remember the handheld Atari. I thought, yeah, I remember Game Boy, but I don't remember the handheld Atari. I don't know. Next up, a commercial from 1993 for Lisa Frank.
Stickers were so cool. The colors were awesome. I gotta find more. So I go to the store. And wow, there's tons of awesome Lisa Frank stuff. I gotta have it. What more can I say?
What more can I say? Well, I'm going to tell you that that's Mila Kunis when she was 13 years old.
Oh,
Wow.
I couldn't remember when we were talking about this ahead of time. I was like, Lisa Frank, what is that? But as soon as I saw it, oh, I totally remember that stuff.
Yeah.
So over the top obnoxious.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I was 20, 19, 20. I was 20 at the time. So
19, 20, I was.
I was a little too old for the Lisa Frank at that point, but
Yeah.
And
It was a thing.
Mila Kunis, look at that. Well, next is an Oscar-winning actor in a commercial for Burger King.
Hello?
Hi, is this Burger King?
Yeah, this is Burger King.
Would you deliver a chef salad?
For you? Absolutely.
When hunger calls, there's only one way to have it your way. Jeff?
Dad?
Because at Burger King, when you want to give people what they want, sometimes,
Be right home.
you've got to break the rules.
Is it Burger King or a sex hotline? What was that? Good Lord, 1989. Anyway, that's Ben Affleck in a Burger King ad in 1989.
That jawline, though.
Hi, Ben.
Hi.
Do you want a Whopper?
Anything for you.
Do you want a fish sandwich? What does Burger King call their fish sandwich? Fish sandwich?
A fish sandwich.
Yeah. Well, you know, because McDonald's has Filet-O-Fish.
Oh, yeah. Give me that filet of fish. Give me that fish.
No. When I jumped rope with my friends, Tracy and Erica Scott,
Okay.
mine was big. We would do what do you call that? The
Patty cake?
Yeah. Well, not patty cake. I mean, I'm talking with elementary school, but thanks,
Sorry.
Kendall. But no, when we would do this, it was Big Mac Filet-O-Fish, quarter pounder French fries, icy Coke, thick shakes, sundaes, and apple pies. And the cup ran away with the spoon.
Wow. Wow. Can you do it again?
Now you see why the boys beat me up in the playground.
No, I can't. That was impressive.
I did. The boys were playing basketball, and here I am. Anyway, that's cool. The last one features two famous faces in a bank commercial that's a spoof on the musical Grease. Did you catch all that? Look.
Summer banking had me some fun.
Got free checking with no minimum.
Gave me a beach bag, cool as can be.
An outdoor camera, a receiver, TV.
Summer fun and games are where else but commercial Federal Bank.
Tell me more.
Did you get a free game?
Tell me more. Was the cooler brand name?
Get summer fun with free checking only at Commercial Federal Bank.
Wow. Okay, it was basically not just a star, but did you spot the stars? That was Amy Adams in the beginning and Andrew Rannells near the end in a spot. We'll get to Andrew. Come on. Okay, had a blast. Anyway, this is for Commercial Federal Bank in 1997. Andrew's coming up right there. There's Andrew Rannells, who, again, one of the nicest guys. We met in that studio right over there. He was here for Jersey Boys. And then I went to the opening performance of Jersey Boys. And we got along. And I did not pursue it.
What?
Yeah.
Jason.
Oh, well. You know, hey.
Hey.
The universe moves how the universe is supposed to move.
But I need to know all the details during the commercial break.
I will be sure not to tell you. Still ahead, we're talking to Lindsay Guentzel, Meal Prepping 101 when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. He's a nice guy. That was a good cast of Jersey Boys, too. Welcome back. One of our good friends is back with us. Well, we're all busy and looking for ways to make life easier, especially in the kitchen. Joining us with some meal prepping help is food blogger and our good friend, Lindsay Guentzel. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Jason.
Okay, let me start with a compliment. Loving the sweater. Loving the sweater.
Thank you.
Loving the sweater.
Thank you.
It looks fantastic.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, it's funny. I'm glad that I am on a little bit later because I was able to watch and I saw Kendall in that beautiful fuchsia because my other sweater I was going to wear was the same color. So
she's a trendsetter. I'm telling you.
She is.
More
and
more people, Lindsay. I don't need to tell you this. You know, you follow the trends. Are meal prepping. It used to be a thing that only fitness gurus would do. Now it's the thing, and you have some great ideas.
Yes. So let's get right to it. I know if I have nothing ready to go at night, the first thing that I do is I turn to takeout. And yes, we want to be supporting our local restaurants now more than ever, but you can't do it every night, not for your wallet and not for your waistline. So the tip that I pass along is a refrigerator plate. Now, you just put a plate in your refrigerator, and that simply reminds you that you need to thaw something out for dinner. So whether it's chicken breast, I've got some wild rice soup from my father-in-law, some pork, whatever it is, that plate there, it's kind of like you see it, you remember that, yes, I need to pull something out for dinner, because when you have something ready to go, that's when you make better decisions.
And it's called the refrigerator plate.
I mean, it could be a bowl, it could be a Tupperware, it can be a note. Set an alarm on your phone, whatever it is, whatever you need to remind yourself.
Next, and I know a lot of people do this, I do this for lunch. That's the meal I do it. You said pick a meal and eat it for a week.
Yes. So I am right now loving this Sesame Asian chicken salad. It's super simple. I've basically taken a bag salad and I gussied it up. So I've added in all of my favorite vegetables, all of my favorite accessories, edamame, avocado. And honestly, add whatever protein you want. I'm loving these chicken nuggets. They're from Costco. They're gluten-free. They're actually not very bad for you. They've got a ton of protein, low in calories. I heat them up and I add them to my salad. And I'm so satisfied and so excited for the meal. And I think we have lost sight of the fact that meals are supposed to fuel us. They don't have to be the most exciting thing. So find something you like and stick to it.
Lindsay, I'm so glad you said this because I do the bag, the gussy up the bag salad as well. I love, there's a creamy balsamic, which is pretty low in calories. And I do the same thing as you. I always add a protein and I get enough protein to last me 5 salads. And it does. And you're right. I like to feel full when I'm done, and I think a lot of people feel the same way. I always feel very full when I'm done.
Same. I feel great. I'm adding in so many more vegetables than I would if I were throwing something together randomly, like a sandwich or even a bowl of soup. I feel great after eating it.
Little black dress rule. What is this?
I love this. So the little black dress rule. Think of it as you buy a little black dress. The male equivalent is probably a nice suit. So you buy a little black dress, you wear it once, photos are all over social media. So then before you wear it again, you throw in some accessories. Maybe you do your hair differently or you add a belt, a beautiful necklace. That little black dress then becomes a whole second outfit. So think of your meal as the little black dress. Add whatever you need during the week to gussy it up, to make it exciting. Like I said, avocado, eggs, nuts, different dressings, different proteins. Switch it up to keep yourself from getting bored. It's the little black dress.
I love it because, again, if you get bored, you're going to be like, oh, I don't want that again. Let's go get some Raising Cane's.
Chinese takeout.
Exactly.
Oh, or yeah. I mean, I would go for either.
Either. I could go some right now. And finally, starting the day with protein. You hear this a lot. Why is it important?
Yes. So I start every single day, and I've been doing this for years, with protein and fiber in my coffee because it helps fill you up. And we as humans, we struggle to get in two things: vegetables, which have fiber, and protein. So if you just throw your protein in your coffee, I use this Vital Proteins. It doesn't have any flavor to it. But say you're someone who loves a little flavor in your coffee, you could do vanilla, you could do chocolate. There's so many different flavors on the market. It dissolves so nicely and you don't taste it. And then I recently started adding in a little extra fiber, because one thing that I've noticed is it doesn't matter how healthy I'm eating during the day, I'm still missing some of those key ingredients that we need to get through life. So if you buck up in the morning and just kind of load it in there, you're off to a great start.
And it'll help the whole day through. Lindsay,
Digestion, everything.
Everything. And at this age, I'm starting to think about all those things. So yeah, Lindsay, thank you so much.
Well, you remember what an Atari is. So.
Yes. Well, hello, the Atari 2600, best thing ever. Just saying. Yeah. Have a good week, Lindsay. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jason.
LindsayGuentzel.com for more information on everything Lindsay talked about. And as always, we'll post this segment a little bit later on our Facebook page. Still ahead, producer Ted talks about a new reality show called Bling Empire. You might have heard of it. Is it good? Should we be watching it? Ted watched it. We'll find out when we come back. Back in a moment.
My friends, they're a little kooky, but they mean well. They have the whole world at their disposal. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is real.
Thank you, Jesus!
The Asians are here! Just go shopping. That's the best therapy. It's really hard to flex your abs all day long. You have to hold your breath.
In China, my husband's father would be an emperor, and baby G would be a little prince. Kind of need your help. Did you bring Botox?
I only want to date for love. I'm so tired of other people's judgment.
Kim Lee is a super famous DJ.
You got it. Flaunt it.
Cherise heirs to huge denim empire. And now Anna's back. Her father sells bombs, guns.
I think it's very important to have fun.
Yeah, the fun includes tearing down a wall. It's a clip from the new Netflix reality show, Bling Empire. The show follows a group of insanely wealthy Asian and Asian American friends as they live the luxury life in LA. And when it comes to reality TV and talking about reality TV, it means one thing on this show. It's time for Most of America Loves Ted. Joining us today, once again, is Ted Johnson. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning.
This show was talked about in a couple of our meetings when it first hit. You know, there's a little drip of buzz, right, Ted? And then it was like, then the memes started. Last weekend, I kept seeing Anna memes.
Oh, yeah.
So you watched it. So really, what's it? I gave a little synopsis. What else should we know about it?
So this is, think about it like, you've got Selling Sunset, which is, the really rich houses in LA, the beautiful blonde. So you got a little bit of that. You got a little bit of like Laguna Beach going on. And then you got Real Housewives. And then you have like Crazy Rich Asians, the movie. And it's like brings it all together. And these people, they are insanely rich. And it's different ages. So it's not like, like Real Housewives, they're all basically the same age. They're in that kind of. But you have Anna there who, I was asking Jeff how old he thought she was. We don't really know, but she's considerably older than the rest of them. So you've got just great characters up and down and following their life. And it's just money just dripping everywhere.
Well, as I said, it's getting a lot of buzz for a new show. What do you think it is? Is it the memeable drama? Is it one of them in particular? That, like Snooki, she was the kind of the straw that stirred the drink. Bethany and Real Housewives. There's always one cast member that rises above the others. Why is this show getting such buzz?
So you have Anna, who is like part Chinese, part Russian. And the Russian side of her is like this, her family makes money from selling weapons. I mean, who does that, right? So she is, and she kind of, everything about her is like unreal. I mean, she's worth like $600 million. So she throws these parties. She's like, she moves people around based on who's trying to, who she doesn't like at the time, for these dinner parties. She's insane. She's insane.
Okay, the rest of the folks, is there anybody not obnoxious?
So you've got Kane, who's like this rich kid. He looks like a kid, you know, probably mid-20s, kind of everyone's friend, sort of a social butterfly. You've got Kevin, who's a male model, and he's adopted. So he's not necessarily in on the Asian culture, so he's trying to learn. He's also he's not that wealthy, so he's sort of like the fish out of water amongst these kids, amongst these people, and so they're like, oh my gosh, look, he. You've got Christine, the super rich housewife, and they tackle like different issues. Like they have one kid, and it took them like 10 years to get a kid, and she talks about being shamed by his family because she wasn't able to get pregnant. So you have different layers of drama that you don't necessarily see on other shows.
How many episodes have you watched?
I've seen about 5, and there's 8.
Okay, you're gonna get done with the 8. Do you think this will be something you go back to for a season 2?
This has to be. It has to get a season 2.
No, do you like it enough to come back?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
I mean, this is so bingeable. I mean, it's 40 minutes, and you're just like, all right, let's do another one. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. So it's good. I highly recommend it, and people should give it a shot.
There we go. Bling Empire on Netflix, everybody. Thank you, Ted. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more right after this. Bling Empire. Come on, Kendall. Let's go watch it real quick. Welcome back. Folks, we're talking about Bling Empire on the social medias.
They like it?
They like it.
Yeah.
A couple people in the Jason Show fan club on Facebook like it. Do you like it? Or you haven't watched it yet? That's right.
No, you and I are both. It's on our list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and coming up tomorrow, we're going to watch more Bridgerton. And there's Bridgerton Good News. We'll have that for you coming up tomorrow. So, yeah. It's going to be, I'm excited to finish the show.
Good.
Maybe. You can stay connected with our show on social media. We always love hearing from you. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search for Jason Show TV and our personal accounts as well. I almost called you Lindsay. I have Lindsay Guentzel in my mind. Kendall Mark.
Lindsay Guentzel.
And Jason Matheson. That's right. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this. Yeah, Jeff was executive producing in that commercial break. I love it. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for being here. Ready for the bubblegum goodbye, Kendall?
I suppose.
Okay.
You cracked it like an egg this time.
I did. I aggressively opened it.
Exciting.
If you could erase one past experience, what would it be?
Oh no. See, this is when I get really stressed out and all the pressure starts cooking, and then I think of the answer in the middle of the night, and I'm like, I should have said that. Do you have one right away? Do I have to go first?
Yeah, you have to go first.
I hate the rules of this game.
This is one that has stumped me. I'm rarely
I know.
stumped.
I'm having a hard time.
That's a good one, though.
Any time that you know what? I went on the tilty, weird rolly thingy at the fair once. You know the thing that spins you and then spins you again? Anyway, I got violently ill at the fair in front of everyone and had to lay on the ground on the cement in like 8th grade when that's really embarrassing for 2 hours until my dad could come pick me up.
That's a good one.
I regret that.
I have a larger one.
Okay.
I was watching Sex and the City recently, and I saw a scene with Carrie and Miranda walking in the streets of New York. And this hit me. It made me sad for a few minutes, and I'm serious. I've gotten to the point in life, I'm 46, I have 2 jobs here. I got to the point where I realized, unless there's reincarnation and I come back as I don't know who, I regret not living in New York City for a few years of my life.
That's a good one. Like living somewhere else. I've never done that either.
Yeah, I've lived I moved here.
Right, you did that.
But I was watching it and I thought, I would have liked to have lived in New York just for a couple years. LA, can't stand it. I mean, I would move there if our show got whatever and we moved, I would live there. But New York, and it made me sad. Because look, I'm 46. It's not like I'm going to die tomorrow. Right. Hopefully, if I get eaten by a bear or something. But
Lord, why you got to be like that?
But I'm just saying,
the show.
It made me sad. I was like,
that's a good one.
That book probably is closed. Yeah. Tomorrow on The Jason Show, I'm a fish out of water again when I try cross-country skiing for the very first time. Find out if I'm a natural or just a total disaster. That's tomorrow. Yeah. let's just say there was a little screaming because there was a little hill and I didn't know about the hill. That's coming up tomorrow. But right now, if you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.